Welcome to FreemasonPodcast.com. The current series features selected articles from Mackey's Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. I am your host, Jeff Day, past master of Laurel Lodge No. 13, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon, currently a member of McKenzie River Lodge No. 195, located in Eugene, Oregon. Today's subject, corn, wine, and oil. Corn, wine, and oil are the Masonic elements of consecration. The adoption of these symbols is supported by the highest antiquity. Corn, wine, and oil were the most important productions of Eastern countries. They constituted the wealth of the people, and were esteemed as the supports of life and the means of refreshment. David enumerates them among the greatest blessings that we enjoy, and speaks of them as wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine, and bread which strengtheneth man's heart. Psalm 54, verse 15. In devoting anything to religious purposes, the anointing with oil was considered as a necessary part of the ceremony, a rite which has descended to Christian nations. The tabernacle in the wilderness, and all its holy vessels, were, by God's express command, anointed with oil. Aaron and his 2 sons were set apart for the priesthood with the same ceremony, and the prophets and kings of Israel were consecrated to their offices by the same rite. Hence, Freemasons' lodges, which are but temples to the Most High, are consecrated to the sacred purposes for which they were built by strewing corn, wine, and oil upon the lodge, the emblem of the Holy Ark. Thus does this mystic ceremony instruct us to be nourished with the hidden manna of righteousness, to be refreshed with the word of the Lord, and to rejoice with joy unspeakable in the riches of divine grace. Wherefore, my brethren, says the Venerable Harris, Discourse, Book 4, page 81, wherefore do you carry corn, wine, and oil in your processions, but to remind you that in the pilgrimage of human life you are to impart a portion of your bread to feed the hungry, to send a cup of your wine to cheer the sorrowful, and to pour the healing oil of your consolation into the wounds which sickness hath made in the bodies or affliction rent in the heart of your fellow travelers? In processions, the corn alone is carried in a golden pitcher. The wine and oil are placed in silver vessels, and this is to remind us that the first, as a necessity and the staff of life, is of more importance and more worthy of honors than the others, which are but comforts. If you wish to support this podcast, please share it with others and subscribe by visiting FreemasonPodcast.com. Follow at Mason Podcast on Twitter or at Freemason Podcast on Facebook. You may also pledge Freemason Podcast on Patreon. Any amount, however small, is appreciated and allows us to continue producing episodes. Until next time, brethren, keep spreading the cement of brotherly love, relief, and truth.